Can you describe just briefly, like firsthand, what that experience is like to have that fear in locker rooms or even just the frustration in the pool, for someone who maybe hasn't actually experienced it and can only really imagine what that's like?
Yeah, there's a lot of layers, and I think that what a lot of people, and at least what I was told before I had publicly shared my story, was a lot of people could understand the sports competition. I think the visual, and there's a video that's circulated, millions of times at this point of Lia Thomas winning the NCAA championship. And by the way, the girls that he beat are Olympic medalists. They've medaled in the Olympics. And, he beats them by body lengths in this race. It's very obvious that he's a male body, and he's 6'4" tall. I mean, he's not a small person. And I think that that part is pretty clear to people, and people can see the differences between male and female on the athletic field. But what people don't see behind closed doors is what happens in the locker rooms and what happens in bathrooms. And so my teammates and I were undressing in the locker room 18 times every single week with this 6'4" tall male athlete. And the best way to explain it was you automatically knew you were uncomfortable. I mean, there would be times I wasn't listening to anyone talking, I wasn't trying to talk to anyone. I was just at my locker changing, and I would hear a male voice, and my instincts would kick in, and I would say, "Oh my gosh, somebody's here that's not supposed to be here." And then I would have to jump myself back to reality and say, "No, actually, we've invited this male individual to be in our space, and he's supposed to be here." And so that was part of my experience, and I think a lot of people, when they first started hearing about this issue, didn't really understand that. And so it really is the two parts, because of course the sports aspect is incredibly unfair, but also the aspect of having males in female private spaces, and it's become a huge issue. I mean, we've now over the past couple of years heard stories coming out of prisons, out of women's shelters, out of high school bathrooms. I mean, you name it. So this issue again is so much deeper than just unfairness in sports.
And what did the president's executive order mean to you personally, especially having been at the White House yesterday?
Yeah, it was a great win, but honestly, the best way to describe it is a little bit bittersweet, because I think that the point that we even have to do this is kind of wild to me. I mean, I don't know if other people feel the same way. It's just like, wow, we actually have to have a sitting president sign a piece of paper that says, hey, yeah, men should not compete in women's sports. So it is a huge win. It was a really wonderful experience. I think my favorite part of the day was the fact that there were so many young girls that were there, and they were the ones that we sent to, touch the shoulder of the president while he was signing. I mean, the girls were that close to him. And I think they are why we do what we do. They are why we fought. And I think that that to me was the most meaningful part. And again, yes, it was a wonderful day, but there is some aspect of, hey, it's kind of a little bit funny that we even have to do this.